Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I am Sam the SLB, the co-host of ATR's War, ATR Rising Sun. And alongside me today is the man behind X, Wrestling's Nostradamus, ATR's governor of NXT, Scott.
I know Sam had to change his entrance a little bit. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Season 5 is in the books. I kept calling it season 6 all damn year. Yeah, it's whatever. We are now on to season 6, so we'll be discussing that probably at some point. But this show is mainly around WrestleMania 42 and what people thought of it.
Also joining us is the third man, the man in black, the main recipient and beneficiary of the Clone Ethan 2026 campaign, my co-host from ATR Rising Sun, and the first time back-to-back Bedlam Media champion, Ethan.
Acknowledge me, bitch. As
Wow.
you're back.
Wow.
All right. Sorry, I'm eating dinner, sucking it down. I'm having a smoothie. And then round out the cast, joining us once again, the camouflage exhibitionist, the man with all the stats, my co-host from the review realm, John the Stat Man.
Okay. There'll be no Ric Flair slander on this show, folks. I can promise you that. We don't want to be name dropped like Dutch Mantel and Stevie Richards, right, guys?
Absolutely not. But I know there's other people you would like to speak of,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
will. So, before we begin, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We are also on Discord, which I never post because I never get to it. But we'll make sure we do that a little more. Mania 42, already in the books. I feel like, in the words of a famous philosopher, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Smash Mouth.
Rest in peace.
Overall, 42. How are we feeling?
We'll let Ethan go first. So you already had some comments before we started this podcast tonight.
Night one, I was disappointed. I actually was not a big fan of it as much as John hates Dave Meltzer. Sam hates Mercedes Benet's theme song, and Scott when his favorite Boston team loses. Night two, on the other hand, was actually really good. There's one Ethan pick on night one, and there's 3 on night 2. You could probably guess what those 4 are.
Yeah.
So I always find the night ones lately have been kind of disappointing. The last one I think I really enjoyed was 39.
39 was just good overall. Like,
Yeah.
top to bottom both nights.
Oh god, yeah. But this year, night 2 was way better than night
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Night one, yeah, with only a couple of highs there. Night one kind of sucked. I will say. Well, a lot of people, we're gonna get into it, but a lot of complaints about advertisements and various things. But night two felt like a different show. It's almost like they corrected what happened night one, and it was by far the better night. WrestleMania Sunday was better, way better than Saturday. Just my first impressions overall, but yeah, we'll get into it more.
All right. My thoughts, and I think I don't want to speak for Scott, but I know him and I kind of had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think WrestleMania 42 is like a middle of the road Mania. I don't dislike night one as most people. I would say that it maybe wasn't as memorable. There are definitely things in there. It's like, oh, that was cool. That was a good match, but nothing like mind blowing. Whereas night 2 had some pretty good moments, but I was still kind of like, oh, it's, you know what it was? And I almost called that the title of the episode, but we're not going to call it that. It almost felt like a transitional WrestleMania. And what I mean by that is my focus is like, all right, once 42 is done, we're going to Riyadh for 43. And that's kind of been my mindset even before Mania. Because we don't know what happened. We can talk about that later. But that was my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I kind of echo what Sam says. We were able to watch it via satellite. So yeah, night one was what it was. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't anything super spectacular. I think the worst secret in the world Paige returning was probably really one of the highlights of the show. I didn't hate Cody and Randy. A lot of people complained it went too long. But, I mean, I thought what they did with Pat kind of worked because they took him out early. He came back. He tried to screw Cody over, and then Randy made him pay for it. So get it in, get it out, and was done with it. Night 2, night and day compared to night 1. I thought it hit on a lot of cylinders. Maybe not all cylinders, but a lot of cylinders. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right. So overall, I think we're kind of in the same ballpark here, but I guess we can get right into it. Well, actually, the first thing I want to mention is the last weekend in June is looking like a hefty week. It was just announced today today as of recording, Night of Champions, and none other than Riyadh, June 27th. That is the weekend that Slammiversary and Forbidden Door is happening. So, because we got nothing better to do.
3 pick shows, baby.
That's a triple header. Yeah, we haven't had one of those, and I don't think we had one of those at all last season.
Nope.
Maybe that would be a good time to do a live show.
Oh, yes. For all 3 picks? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we know AEW's got like 20 matches. WWE will have 4.
Well, you know how we are with the AEW shows because Tony Khan likes to add 18 matches and the night of. We do our whatever's there Thursday night, everything else in the bin because that's only fair.
We're not playing that game.
No. We did that season, 2? No, not again.
Two. We did that season 2 for 4. We're like, all right, fuck it. We got to.
Yeah, no. Nope, we're not doing this anymore.
I also think, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot to mention that we also did our Bedlam in the Bank.
Yep.
For Bloodsport.
Yes.
And I believe the good Statman himself got the W on that.
That's right, I did. Yeah, with old
Congratulations, sir.
Old blood. Was it Bloodsport?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Ended up being Josh Barnett's apparently his last Bloodsport for now. Anyways.
Yep.
He's done 15 shows of those in 7 years.
That was kind of wild. I couldn't believe that was the 15th one too. I was like, holy shit.
I will say, and John knows that what he's going to have to do is pick a non. How do we originally did, and maybe we need to go into further details on this offline. But it has to be a non-pick show that you can challenge Ethan one-on-one for the title. Correct. I don't remember if it has to be not a WWE or AEW show.
It's normally, at least when we did it before, it's been a non-pay-per-view TNA show or an ROH show. And then when John decides whatever one he wants to cash in on, then we do the same thing as we did picking Bedlam in the Bank. It's spin the wheel, make the deal. Neither one of them make a pick. The wheel tells them what they're picking. And then if John's successfully cashed in, then he becomes Bedlam Media Champion for the rest of the year. So you have him until now, I believe until December 31st.
To New Year's Eve, yeah.
Yep. To be able to make your pick. So you got plenty of time. So
Noted.
Ethan once again has to have eyes in the back of his head. Because he has been successfully cashed on before. Just saying.
I was champ and Bet on the Bank, and I couldn't cash in because he was always doing myself. So
right, yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's right.
I mean, you could have done New Japan rules where then you get to pick.
I mean, that's true.
You get to pick your.
Gets to pick himself, yeah. I want to pick myself.
What an awkward pick show.
Ethan versus the Invisible Man or the Invisible Stan. Triple threat match.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Invisible Man, he retired to Sandman.
Oh my god.
At Joey Janelle Spring Break 10.
Yep.
The same show he wrestled a 14-year-old. Yes, you heard that right, everybody. He wrestled Brody Lee Jr. You know what though? It was actually a good match.
I would have what I saw. Yeah.
I would have stayed maybe 8 or 9 minutes. It was a little too long, but it was still great.
Oh, you're talking about Jelly.
Yes, John, and you're Corneo Jelly.
Yep.
speaking of him, he's actually making his way up to Vermont next month for our Green Mountain Wrestling show that's happening in Barrie. Also, we'll be there. Will be Carlito. So
Yeah.
I think your boy is going to go see that.
Get an Apple autographed.
Definitely getting Carlito's autograph.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta.
You should ask him if he wants to join the Bedlam while you're at it. Anyhow.
So
So
that's not cool for me, brother.
So let's get right into it. We have our 13 matches. We're gonna go into night one. We started the night with a bathroom break. Usos and LA Knight defeating The Vision and I Show Speed by pinfall. Like I said, this match was just there was nothing here for me.
No, I mean the frog splash I Show Speed did at the end was good.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Other than that, yeah, Sam, you're kind of right there. Nothing memorable here.
4 out of 10.
The Bret Hart rating. I like it.
And he is smoking down that, slurping down that the Smoothie King, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody can take that title away from him.
He's the Smoothie King, New Japan champion. Done. But this match was terrible. The only thing I liked about was the frog splash from I Show Speed.
Yeah,
that was after, wasn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
that was the best part of the match. Was after the match.
Yeah, that whole thing with him and Logan Paul. I was like, all right, there's a little bit something here. I also learned, and this is an age thing. I mean, we all know who Logan Paul is. I was talking to Scott, I think during night 2, or is it not? Regardless, we're watching. I go, I didn't realize that I Show Speed has twice as many followers as Logan Paul does on YouTube. Logan Paul is like 27 million. I Show Speed is like 52, and I'm like,
yep. And his Twitch channel is even more insane.
What?
That's the only reason why I knew who he was, because I do watch Twitch not quite a lot, but I watch it enough that I know who he is, and seen a lot of his videos and his reactions to stuff, and I'm just like, I understand why kids, and I say kids meaning much younger than me, enjoy his stuff. So I get it.
All right, I guess we can just move on from here. Match 2, Jacob Fatu defeating Drew McIntyre in that unsanctioned match. I thought this was great. I'm like, all right, well, let's pick up the speed after getting some breathing room here.
Also, not to mention that this was live on ESPN2 for that first hour. So they got the first match and this one. And then night 2 on ESPN got their first 2 matches. So I guess they not broke records, but they were the most viewed show or segment or whatever for the entire weekend for both nights, for both their channels. So that's pretty good. I like that. That's good to see, because people get a free hour of WrestleMania.
Should an unsanctioned match have advertisements?
Brother. None of this stuff should have advertisements on.
Not the amount that we got. No.
Dear Lord. I know. I mean, I get it. You got to sell things, but I feel like it's gone to 11, and it really needs to be dialed back to like a 5.
Oversaturated. Everything is for sale, and I'm not going to get into it yet, because this is something that happens in night 2. But I would think all the complaints about TKO, I think people are not in the wrong there. We should not even know. We shouldn't talk about TKO. They're the parent company.
Correct.
It's I was trying to. I had an example off the top of my head. I can't remember, but we shouldn't be talking about them. And the fact that we talk about that, not us, but fans in general talk about them so much, that's not good, and something is very wrong there.
Yeah.
This was the 3rd longest match on the show.
Yep. Hair over 14 minutes. But I mean, it made sense for this one to go a little long, and even 14 minutes is not all that long.
No.
The one pro, before we get into the depth on the length of this, It was a lot, yes, but I think the one pro is that you don't get a gas crowd. So were there matches that the crowd was less enthusiastic about? Sure. But I also think what it did was it allowed them to be like, you know, you don't have a WrestleMania X8 moment. You know, Hogan and The Rock and then Jericho and Triple H afterwards.
Yep.
It's the only pro, I think, on the little bit of extended advertisement.
Yeah. I mean, the 3 minutes, 4 minutes is kind of rough. The standard commercial breaks, I think, are like
I
two,
felt like
3 maybe.
I felt like we saw the entire Hulk Hogan documentary between both nights.
Funny enough, Sam and I saw 0 advertisements for the Hulk Hogan thing because we weren't watching Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So when you were saying that, online was saying that, I was just like, I'm like, Sam, did we see any of them? Nope. I saw more watching Raw than I did most commercials, but I was just like, oh, okay, here it is.
Well, ESPN never got it. Only Netflix people got it. So me and John would have seen it like 15,000. I'm like, well, don't need to watch it.
People were saying that it was all over the place. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
It was a lot.
I was like, well, don't need to watch the whole series now.
Right.
Also, 6 out of 10 for this match.
Nice.
All right, let's move on here. Here it is, the big surprise of the weekend. Brie Bella and Paige defeating the Irresistible Forces. I'm so sick of that name. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the women's tag team titles.
I wish that the news didn't break earlier in the day that
I
she
agree.
had signed with WWE because
Fucking
it would have made the surprise actually a surprise. But when we all know 4 hours beforehand, it's like, well, shit, she's coming out somewhere. I honestly didn't expect it to be this match.
I thought it was going to be after Mania.
I expected it to be either that or I expected it to be something with like Becky and AJ. Because of Paige's previous past with AJ, I figured maybe you could slide something in that way. But obviously Nikki had I think it was ankle surgery 2 weeks prior, so clearly she wasn't going to get cleared for it. So I guess things had worked out where Paige was already down in Alabama where Nikki was going to get her ankle surgery. Paige was getting checked out for potential return, and things I guess just worked out perfectly. And in steps Paige, because we all know this was supposed to be the Bella's moment to be able to the women finally, you know, trailblazers as they were back in the day, finally get their tag team championship moment. Obviously, with Nikki's injury, that doesn't happen. In steps Paige. Now I'm kind of interested to see how this turns. When Nikki is finally cleared, does she attack Paige? Does Brie stick with Paige and attack Nikki? Do we have, you know, there's possibilities. So I don't hate this move, but I'm just more disappointed that whoever leaked it that she was signed should have just held it and let the crowd be happy. I saw numerous people say they wish they hadn't have gone online before Mania because they would not have seen this and they would have been surprised.
You know, we may have to start treating the premium live events like kind of like a movie or a TV series. You know, but like when it premieres or like, you know, a few days before it's released, that might be what we have to do now to avoid stuff like this. Because I agree, that was the best part. Otherwise, the match was whatever. I hate the Irresistible Forces name like Sam does.
But I'm not a big fan of that either, honestly. Or me, I jokingly call it if.
This is one of the highlights of night one was her returning. And, I agree. I wish I hadn't known before.
I did like the Demolition tribute.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
5 out of 10. Bree, stop doing those shitty yes kicks, by the way. They're fucking terrible. Holy shit.
Ethan, it's the it kicks, because remember, Miz is the one who brought them into the WWE.
We'll get to Miz later.
Yeah, I think John and I could like go on a tangent on this, and I understand people always want to be the we're gonna break that this potential thing is about to happen. It has somehow destroyed the concept of surprises. It has destroyed the concept of it's not natural anymore. It's like somebody returns and you're like, oh, cool. I kind of read about that like 3 hours ago.
Yep.
And that goes hand in hand with all the Marvel stuff going on, with Doomsday. Because I know the moment that they leak more information on that, John has a good philosophy. The moment something comes out, he sees it as soon as possible, or he like becomes a hermit and stays away from the interwebs.
Yep. I did that for both Infinity War and Endgame because I needed to not get spoiled. And I somehow still, for Endgame, I still ended up somehow getting spoiled. I was so upset.
Poor Scott. I remember you said that but mostly I don't really care about spoilers, but this is actually the rare time I actually did not want to get spoiled.
Yeah. Before we started doing Bedlam and ATR, like my philosophy was, especially around the Rumble, because I love the Rumble because of these surprises. The week before, I would avoid the internet like the plague because I did not want a single second of that to be spoiled. And for the most part, it always worked out well. Obviously, now doing this, we kind of have to be on the internet. So it's kind of, it comes with the territory at this point. While it's disappointing, I get it, but it's also exciting that, oh my God, they might be back. This is fun. And then when they appear, everybody's excited, but I feel like it's dulled and it's too bad.
I remember you got mad at me, Scott, for the Jordan Grace thing because I didn't know she was going to be in the Rumble, and it surely showed. I'm like, Scott, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Because for people, so I said it to Sam and Scott about Jordan, because the rumor was Jordan Grace. It's when she was over TNA. I'm like, she's like, oh, she's going to be in the Rumble. And then Scott's like, oh, that's spoiled. I'm like, no, you'd be fine. She came out halfway for the Rumble. Like, I'm sorry, Scott.
You son of a...
I didn't mean to.
Which Rumble was that?
I think when Cody won the first time.
Yeah. I think so.
It was 23-24.
I think the last time that we were all like genuinely surprised was when Edge returned.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's hop over to match 4. Becky Lynch defeating AJ Lee for the women's IC title.
6 out of 10. And I like their chamber match better. We all know we're getting Becky and Jessica Kerr.
I think this feud should be put to bed, please.
Yeah, I agree.
Becky Lynch sucks as a heel. I'm sorry. She's not believable. I know AJ Lee has to be pretty much the baby face here, but please put this feud to bed. No.
Yeah.
I find Becky tries too hard sometimes to be a heel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I felt like it's the main reason why I thought Paige would show up in this, because I feel like they've already done this dance a couple times already. So I'm already ready for it to be done. I did like the spot with Jessica Carr kind of getting in Becky's face. What was his name? Oh Christ, the referee who used to push back on Triple H.
Earl Hebner.
Earl Hebner. Yes. So I kind of like that, and we all we know Jessica Carr is a former wrestler, and she used to wrestle. Kayfabe here. She used to wrestle for Evolve under a mask. So I mean, I would not have been upset if we ended up somehow getting a Jessica Carr and Becky Lynch fight or match or something down the road. But yes, I think this is done. AJ had like an interview after the fact and saying that she'll be back, but not right now. So I think she's going to be going away for a while. So now we get to find out who's next for Becky, and I really don't know who would step up. So
she don't really need this title.
no, and I hate saying this, but she's too big for that title. She should be challenging for the main title, but it is what it is.
I don't know. This like their chair match was good, and I gave you one TikTok of AJ, but I don't know. I was not a big fan of this match, honestly.
Yeah.
But I do agree with John. Just needs to, and Becky needs to stop being a heel because I find she tries way too hard to be a heel.
Oh my god! And the band, the Wonder Years, with the obvious lip sync was pretty bad. That was like
that was the highlight of the talk of that match. By the way,
that was like Ashley Simpson bad lip sync.
What a throwback that was!
Right? Damn.
All right.
Sam, do you have anything to say about this match, or are we just moving on?
No.
Okay, so we're moving on then.
We're gonna move on. Because it's funny, this was a match I was looking through the card, and I was, no offense to either lady, I was just like, oh yeah, this one happened too.
This went 8:15, by the way.
Yep, nice and quick.
Gunther taking on Seth Rollins, defeating him. I think we said, well, it was at one point. One of these was the only singles match for a moment, like a singles match with no.
Yes, this was the only singles match, not for a title on
or
the,
stipulation.
on night one. Or stipulation, yeah. Just straight up wrestling match.
So,
finally, something positive to talk about. What am I wrong? This is great. Ethan Page, 8 out of 10. Braun Breaker came back. Told you.
Yep.
That spear, I felt so bad from it towards the end after the match. I get you're trying to slow down, but it's like you could probably redo because fans are chanting one more time. I would have took that opportunity to redo it. I mean, that ramp was, what was it, like
75 feet? Insane. And he did not look out of breath either. That was the hilarious part. He smacks him, he rolls up, and he just kind of leaning against the ring, and he's just breathing normal. I'm like, I'd be dead halfway through that. Jesus.
I don't know how Cena did it all the time. Remember 33 when the stage was like 85 feet?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was big. It was probably the biggest thing in the whole arena.
That's still one of the best WrestleMania sets, by the way.
Top 5. Seeing it in person was
right.
This was really good. I enjoyed this. So one thing, this is what I think Gunther has going for him. Not only can he play the big meaty boy monster role, but he can also that was not intentional. I did not do that to make you choke on whatever you were drinking. But he's also really good at like getting technical and doing submission hold. Like he has a good mix between all of that. Because every so often, like Brock Lesnar, if you're like, oh, it's gonna be Brock Lesnar, and like, let's say I will throw Bret Hart out there. You're gonna have Brock who does that, and then or Zack Sabre Jr. That's an even better one. You'd be like, that's just not gonna really work well. Because you're not gonna squash Zack, because he's a legend and he's a technical assassin, and then Brock Lesnar is just suplexy boy. So, Gunther had, and again, Seth is also really talented. So I thought this was really good. I also liked how this ended, because at one point I'm like, oh man, he's really he's gonna lose because he has a losing record, and nope.
Now Paul owes him a favor. So, but yeah, it's good to see Braun back. I think he's been cleared for weeks at this point, and they just wanted to find a time to bring him in. I expected this to be after the match, not during the match, but it made sense when they did it during the match. Gunther still ends up winning. I think now he's 2-2. I think now at Mania.
2-2, yeah.
Yeah. So this one for me, I think from like a technical standpoint, was the best match of the night.
Yeah,
it was for me.
Oh yeah, this match was fine. I think definitely the match of the evening. Even though that felt like the feud, like kind of had to happen very quickly leading up to WrestleMania, it seems, but they seem to have the best match of the Saturday.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah.
17:52 this went, by the way.
Well, we good with this one? Think we got everything solid. This is a revisit in the future. Liv Morgan defeating Stephanie Valkyrie for the Women's World Championship.
These two ladies could have got 5 more minutes.
God damn, her song. Liv Morgan's song sucks. I hate I hated this entrance. My God, was it cringe. It was horrible.
Tell me how you really feel.
My God. and these two got screwed out of a long match, I think. This was the shortest match of the night. And I feel like they had such a short match just to make room for more advertisements.
Yeah.
I actually felt bad for these two. Like, they got fucked over.
Yes.
Especially Stephanie. I mean, Liv is also great. I know she's had a couple of matches at this point, but Stephanie was a steal because AEW had her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we all knew Stephanie was going to go to the moon.
To the moon. Sorry. Also, my other one besides that, I felt like they kind of did them dirty. It almost felt like a handicap match too. I get it, she's a heel, but I felt like it was unnecessary, to be honest with you. I get the feud's gonna keep going the backlash, but it's like you didn't really need the interference, to be honest with you. But they honestly, like I said, they could have used 5 more minutes at the most. And Liv's the first women's Rumble winner since Bailey.
Yep. I obviously, yes, this is going to go to Backlash because on the Monday after Mania or the Raw after Mania, there was a stare down between the two of them, and Stephanie said, "This isn't over." So I'm like, all right, we're clearly going. I have a feeling that they're going to find a way to even the odds. I don't think Stephanie's going to get any help, but they may put them in like a steel cage or something to keep Judgment Day away from the ring. But yeah, I felt bad that this match was so short. I thought these two had probably one of the better feuds going into Mania, especially with how personal it was. I made this joke, but it felt like a telenova. Like, like I was waiting for I don't know, Dominic to cheat on Liv with Steph because that's just how just how that stuff works. But it's just, I don't know. I felt like there's definitely more meat on this on the bone for this feud. So I feel like Backlash definitely will probably be the culmination of this whole thing.
The highlight of this match was Roxanne Perez's outfit. That's it.
That was the top two for that was how short the match was, and Roxanne's attire. That God.
Ethan, what'd you give this one?
5.
Do you think, just so I understand, is that more so, like you said, you feel like they could have gone a little longer on that?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Honestly, if they gave 5 or 6 minutes, probably would have been 7. But just there's a dude up in the upper bowls taking his shirt off, literally dancing Liv Morgan theme song. Well, that didn't cut right. Liv Morgan's theme song. I was like, that was my reaction. John's reaction that was me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, oh no.
Someone's gonna be in trouble.
Oh yeah. Trouble. No, EC3's in TNA.
I know.
By the way, congratulations, Bianca Belair.
That's right. Was that announced during night
I
one?
was close.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I was close. I said she was going to come out on night 2 and how...
Yeah, her and Montez are going to have themselves a little one. So congratulations to them.
Did you see Andrew Dawkins' tweet, by the way?
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah. I'm not gonna say, but if you see
if you know, you know.
Yeah. If you know, you know. But I love how Casino was doing the attendance for night one. I forget what the number was, and then he's like, "Oh wait, +1."
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks,
That I will admit that was kind of funny, but I did. But congratulations, Bianca, in all seriousness, though. So unfortunately, we're not going to see her for another year and a half. So, oh well.
It looks like the Street Profits are going to have to keep making more money then to make sure,
Well, they did make their return on the Raw after Mania, so we're back. And they got the old theme song back, so I'm like, even though I like the We Want the Smoke one, their original is just, it's just classic. It works so well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hop over to the main event. I know everyone's so excited talking about the match of the year already. Cody Rhodes taking on defeating Randy Orton to retain the undisputed WWE Championship.
So this went 22 minutes 44 seconds. For me, I give it 6.5 out of 10. I hated the beginning of it, but I like the last few minutes.
I thought this was a mess. Well, even Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll themselves, they were shoehorned into this, and they acknowledged that they were.
Yep.
Pretty much. And it was almost like a Travis Scott situation. It's not their fault. They were probably against doing this. But I think just the celebrity inclusion here and the weird double turn that Randy Orton seemingly did, I feel like they pivoted a lot here. Yeah. And it really made me scratch my head on this one. And Cody's eye, Jesus, I'm glad he's not losing that eye. Damn.
Yeah, that was from Orton punching him. That what people thought it was from the punt, but it was actually from when he punched him. That's where the black eye came from. Jerry Rowe with the Orange Cassidy elbow drop.
I know.
that table shattered.
Yeah, it did.
But per stipulation, Patty McAfee can't come to wrestling anymore. Apparently, so I seen a report. I can't remember who reported, but they said I guess that was his call.
Yep.
Like it was Pat McAfee's call for. Honestly, they don't like Johnson on the Pig Show. He doesn't really need it anymore. So I'm also I like how Orton turned, and everybody literally cheer for it. I'm like, he turned babyface and heel more than Big Show did.
Seriously, right? God. Yeah, apparently this was supposed to go to Backlash. It was supposed to be a tag team match with Randy and Pat versus Jelly Roll and Cody. But both Jelly Roll and Pat said, nah, we don't need to be in this. And they both backed out, especially Pat. Obviously, in that, I think that also led to Pat saying, if Randy loses, I'm not coming back to wrestling. So, which is too bad because I do enjoy Pat in small bunches. But yeah, that's just, this whole thing was just weird. I mean, the match between Cody and Randy was fun. I did enjoy it. Once the shenanigans were done, I did like how Cody seemingly kind of went more heelish as the match went on. I loved the beginning part where they showed like the 4 faces of Cody in his career. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
I thought that was really. I loved how they keep bringing Stardust back up. I love it so much. I always liked Stardust. I thought that was a great character, even though Cody hated it and everything going on in his life at that point in time. But I thought he did great with what he was given. And the fact that they showed the dashing Cody Rhodes with the mask, that popped me. I was so happy with that. I loved that gimmick so much. But yeah, like I said, I thought the match itself was good. I love that Randy brought back the punt at the end, and that shiner that Cody had on Monday. Woo! That was something else. Holy, even Punk was like, "What the hell?"
That's a night. Yeah, because people thought we're Orton punting them. That's where he had the up. No, it's from, I guess, but somebody has said, no, it's when he punched him. I was like, Jesus Christ, did you like out hit Randy Money or something? But like, did you guys see that whole Ted DiBiase thing where Orton was talking about Junior, but Senior replied, said, I don't owe you money, and Orton's like, no, I'm talking about Junior.
$25,000, yeah.
Yeah. Ted DiBiase Senior's answering awards like, no, not you, the other one, the junior.
I didn't really hate the match. I did. There were some things, and the one thing that stuck out, and somebody else had said it. The what was it? There was the there were definitely times where it was like Cody felt like he was more the heel in the match, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought Randy was the heel in this match.
I like their King of Ring final better, honestly, than this.
But it went back and forth a little bit, you know. Yeah, the way it ended, I'm not sure. Again, I haven't watched the product in a while. So I talked to some people. There were a couple of people who I talked to were like, it would have made more sense if Randy won the belt and then turned heel.
I thought Randy should have won.
I do too.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think Randy should have won it, honestly.
I mean, because then you could have easily turned it into a Backlash rematch between the two. Now what are you going to do? You know?
Yep.
Winning at Backlash is here's a question. Ethan, maybe you know, because you have a lot of information in that head of yours. Has anyone ever won a rematch and won the title at Backlash?
Randy. And 09 in that 6-man tag.
I love how you pulled that out of the air. That's incredible.
All right. Maybe they're going that route. And however you want to feel about that.
I mean, 09 Randy was a goddamn menace. So, I mean, if anybody's going to pull it off, it was 09 Randy. Whew.
I love how you both got impressed by it. It's like, yes, I popped them. I kind of pulled that out of my ass, not going to lie. But, yeah, if anyone wants to know, it's 2009 Backlash. Because Randy won the round, but he lost Triple H in that shitty main event WrestleMania. But once Taker and Michaels happened, like, that was pretty much over.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like, no, fuck you. Like, you were basically fucked that year. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is where I like Cody, but I think this should have been a title change. Okay, night 2. Here we go.
Yeah, let's go to night 2. Sorry, I was just kind of following up. The only two that come to that when I Google it, AI gives me The Rock at Backlash 2000, and then Randy Orton. There was a couple others like, oh, Hulk Hogan defeated Triple H in 2002. I go, well, he was in the fucking main event. That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
Anywho, night 2. Let's talk about the opener. Obafemi taking on Brock Lesnar and defeating Brock Lesnar.
In under 5 minutes. I called it.
We both did.
I thought this match was perfectly done.
Yep.
Cinema.
Exactly what it should have been. Brock hits the F5, and I will give this to Oba. He didn't just pop up. He kind of like floundered for a second, and then he stood up. So it's just like, you're still selling it. I like it. That's fantastic. Yep. And then he just levels Brock, the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Oba. I love how Oba also grabbed the ref. He's like, was that 3? Did that really just happen? I thought that was kind of cool too. And then obviously there was speculation that Brock was going to get close. I talked about it during the pick show that I said the Oba would be his final opponent. I didn't expect it to happen on night 2. I expected maybe to go to Backlash or continue on for a little bit because, you know, Oba would win in such a quick match and Brock would be like, no, it's not how I'm going to go out. And, you know, he's going to, you know, continue on the feud. But no, Brock's done. Left his boots and his gloves in the ring and walked away. And, yeah. Fitting end for the Beast.
I'm okay with this going less than 5 minutes.
Oh, honestly. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this was great. This was awesome.
Oh, yeah, probably eat the pick 8 out of 10. This was fucking great. Yeah. I mean, it was a good way to kick off the ESPN, like Scott said, top of the show earlier. I love when he suplexed him. Almost like, I'm not fucking staying down. And Heyman's like, Brock, turn around. And Brock's like, what do you mean? Like, when he got him up, for a second, I thought he was going to drop him because, like, he kind of, like, I was like, oh, no. Okay, we're good. Almost saved him. And I love his promo on Raw, by the way. Walks in, does the 2017 Roman, and walks right out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he was supposed to get a little more time. I'm like, no, I think that's okay.
That was perfect. Yep. The crowd went nuts like they were supposed to. And then, Oba said what he said, and off, and that's it. Perfect.
I said it on the pick show. This match is going to determine whether Oba's ready for a main event. And after that, I said it. Scott and I are watching this live, side by side, or as they would say, side by each.
Side by each.
So John Cena comes out, yeah, we got this spectacle for you. And then before the music hits, the Oba chants it. And it's not a couple of people, it's the whole arena. And all of us, and I told Scott to his face, I'm just like, this, I'm getting like WCW Goldberg vibes.
Mm-hmm.
It also kind of sounded like it's a Oba. Oh, it's a Goldberg. Very, very similar. And I was like, I got chill. Actually, I'm getting chills now talking. I was just like, this is big. I go, we have a superstar on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm so excited. After the match, I had seen something that people are upset with. People within the company are upset with Brock that he took longer to do whatever he was doing with his goodbye and whatnot. I don't know how true that is, but
I don't know why, because this show ended quicker than night one did.
Mm-hmm.
By a half an hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I was pleased. I was satisfied. This is what Mania Week is about.
Yes.
First of 3 Ethan picks on the show, by the way.
John, did you have anything to add, or did we already all get our thoughts on this?
Oh, no, I covered. I thought it was great. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the 6-man ladder match for the IC title. Penta retaining against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
So I felt bad for Rey, Dragon Lee, and Rusev because they got their entrance in a commercial break.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah,
Yep.
didn't say that. We're like, wait, did we miss half the entrances?
Yep.
Yeah. Another Ethan Page out of 10. This was a car crash in a good way. Javon was my MVP of this match. Him and Penta are 1 and 2. Honestly, this is one of the matches I would not be mad if I lost the point.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Jay McDonald's another dark horse, honestly. That fucking Mexican destroyer. Poor bastard.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio going as Deadpool, by the way.
Yep.
That was kind of cool.
No, I thought this was good too. It felt nostalgic having a ladder match like this at WrestleMania again.
Mm-hmm.
Can we bring it back?
And it was
just a ladder
and it was
match.
it was pretty crazy.
6 men is perfect for a ladder match. I know like Money in the Bank does 7 or 8, and I mean for Money in the Bank I get it, but for Mania, yes, bring back the ladder match for a mid-card title, have it be a staple match, and this match worked great. Like Ethan said, it was a car crash in the best way, and Javon was definitely the MVP of this match. Having Penta retain was a good move. I did pick Javon to win, but having Penta win was not a bad decision at all.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, I was pretty much just gonna say, solid. What you guys didn't hear that Scott got to experience was my girlfriend screaming for, I don't know, 15 minutes. Why don't these people know how to climb a ladder? You just need to get 2 more rungs up and you're there. Why do you automatically have to stop running up it?
I think that popped me more than the match did.
I can envision it, having watched wrestling with her. I can envision exactly how she reacted.
Oh man, it's so great. It's like you have to understand they lose more stamina every step they take going up, so they're slower and slower. Yeah, it's oh my god, it was so funny just to hear her get so upset on why they couldn't go up the ladder and grab the title.
Oh, that's. I remember with the live Dynamite, there's a live match, and all I heard Ash was climb the fucking ladder.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it
was so good.
So yeah. So far so good. Actually, you want to talk about another superstar? Follow match: Trick Williams defeating Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. Trick was another one. That crowd went wild, especially when he walked down the stage with his CVS receipt length.
Yeah, you stole the words out of my mouth.
That train was longer than Princess Diana's was when she got married. My God.
Holy shit. Apparently that thing was like 80 pounds.
Only downside of this is Little Yachty's not a great hype man.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I think there's another superstar here with Trick Williams.
I think this could have used an extra couple minutes too. I guess this one's 7 minutes. 6 out of 10, by the way. This was great. I'm so glad. By the way, I love how they're basically turning on Sami and making Trick the babyface.
Yep. Yeah. Although I prefer Sami as a heel anyways, so I like the natural turn that they're doing here. So I'm interested to see on SmackDown if this continues, which I'm assuming it will. Also, I want to know what happens with Carmelo Hayes because he should be knee deep in this as well. So we'll see. But yeah, this I've been a fan of Trick's since the day he arrived in NXT 2.0. So I'm happy he's getting his just desserts, getting that US title win.
Yeah, this was great. I mean, good for Trick. I mean, they had to pretty much.
Well, I mean, they didn't have to, but they made the right decision. They made the right call.
Yeah.
Fucking backlash triple threat Trick Carmelo.
I'd be all right with that.
All right. Next up, we had the street fight. Demon defeating Dominic Mysterio.
Yep, this was the free card of the bingo. We all knew as soon as Demon was arrived and like, oh, they're gonna make it a street fight because this was originally just going to be a singles match, but they changed it. I think during the pre-show of night 2 that this would turn into a street fight. So I'm like, oh, they might give the illusion that Dominic's gonna have a shot, but yeah, he did not.
WWE taking a page of AEW's book, having too many stipulations. This was all right. I mean, it's a typical WWE hardcore match. It's basically like tables, chairs, and candlestick match. Yeah. I did like Dominic's WrestleMania entrance, though.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah.
It also felt like it was all in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know when I hear street fight, okay, get the hardcore match where, yeah, the ring is empty, and then they just start pulling stuff out from under the ring. A street fight, they set it up where it's like, you got stuff kind of sprawled out. And, it's supposed to be like you're in the street, and there's stuff you can just grab and use, and it was just didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but I do miss with the old WWE hardcore matches. Like, they actually went, like, in the backstage, parking lot. Like, they don't even do it nowadays. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I get it gets a stadium. Like, I gotta get why they didn't have WrestleMania, but it's like take advantage. Like Miz and Shane McMahon did in their first camera match. Like,
or you talk about the greatest hardcore match, arguably the greatest hardcore match of all time for a Mania or for WWE was Kane, Raven, and Big Show for the hardcore title at X7.
Oh yeah, Raven.
I don't
know.
Raven
gets thrown through the glass window.
I don't know. I thought Mick Foley and Edge at 22 was pretty good hardcore match.
That's also a legendary one. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think if we're talking about like I have to go back and rewatch that one, John. But I remember that one. I don't even think most of that match happened. The three of those guys were in just
everywhere.
Started in the ring, and then they spent the next whatever throughout the arena up in Toronto.
Yeah, basically Kane and Raven fought in the ring for like 2 minutes, and Big Show came out, and they're like, "All right, fuck, we're not gonna go in the ring anymore," because they ended by the stage where the X7 was, and then they went through that little, which that's actually kind of unique, breaking part of the staging. But yeah, Raven almost took a WrestleMania by accident because Big Show choked him too hard. Whoops. Oh, 6 out of 10 by for the street fight.
All right. Mommy got her title back. Rhea Ripley defeating Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship.
7 out of 10.
It's pretty solid.
Jade pulling out the one-winged angel. That was
okay. That was cool.
Fun.
I popped that.
And I love how Kenny said,
like,
"Hey, I'm cool. No problems."
Oh yeah, because people on Twitter were like, "Oh, she's using Kenny's move, and she kicked out." Wah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
If the God says it's okay, it's okay. Calm down, you WWE marks. Anyway, 7 out of 10. This was great. I felt bad for you though. Fucking no match of Mania, but you know what? That's okay. She got on the show, and she did a fucking cartwheel. I'm like, uh-oh. And paying homage to the juice. Well, it's funny because this went 10 minutes. It honestly did not feel like 10 minutes, like in a good way. I actually thought this went 15, to be honest with you. Not a lot of special WrestleMania entrances this year. Did you guys notice that? Like, not really too many.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cody I did like Cody's was cool. Dominic's was cool.
Punk and Romans were pretty good.
Cool. Punk and Romans were good. I did like theirs.
I did actually like the women's tag team on night one. All four of them had pretty decent entrances. But yeah, you're right. It was.
Drew came for some wall. Jacob had like fire dancers, which I thought that was kind of cool.
He went. I think what was it? He went back in time to kind of like his indie roots for that match, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that's cool.
And then Drew came for like a wall.
Yep.
Penta had the cool.
Samurai.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because that was for what, Mortal Kombat 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The product placement entrance.
It's funny because I think we were watching it and Ashley said, "What is this, like Mortal Kombat or something?" And I go, "Actually." Why do you say that?
I know what John's next movie review is going to be.
I have thoughts here, and they are not on the match. I didn't give a crap about this match because everybody online was talking about what happened before this match. They make a cut to the commentators table before this match begins, and they introduce this third guy there. Michael Cole says, "Oh yeah, we have our premium pass, platinum, whatever the fuck he said. Remember here, please everybody, welcome Adam Weitzman, who has no microphone, mind you." And Wade Barrett makes some sort of probably sarcastic comment. "Oh, I finally have a good commentator here." Does this guy sits there the whole match, does not say a word, and everybody watching this premium live event had the same thought: who the fuck is Adam Weitzman? And I'll tell you who he is. Adam Weitzman, he's apparently some recycling entrepreneur for some scrap metal company in New York. So he's a billionaire. So he fucking paid to sit at the commentators table for a match. He did a fucking buy a wish. Never mind, make a wish. He did. And it pissed me off because I'm like, Jesus Christ, is everything for sale under the TKO umbrella? Can you pay like $10 million to pin Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania down the line? Like,
no, they got to protect him.
They're turning it back into the circus. I don't know.
There's kind of going off of that, John, because I sat there and they introduced this guy and I was waiting for him to say something. He's just smiling at the camera. And I was like, this is weird. I'm like, this is odd.
What is this guy?
Because here's the thing. I just, if I had the money to go and sit at the commentary table at WrestleMania for a match, I wouldn't do it. Especially, I don't want a microphone. If you want to give me a microphone, that's fine. But it looks weird. Oh, you're just going to sit there while we talk about the match. And now the whole world is like watching you. It's weird.
I had a friend of mine watch the show too. He's like, "Who the fuck is this Adam guy?" I'm like, "I don't know."
It's like, oh, I just automatically know who he is. Yeah.
Yes, I totally know who this Adam Wiseman guy is. Like, fuck. And you didn't say a goddamn word.
Which was probably for the best.
Weird.
But but back to the women's title match. I did like the ending where they were reversing. I like how Jay was doing for the Jade and Rhea, like slid into the
Yes,
riptide.
the way she slid in out of Jaded into her Riptide was fun. I even said that to Sam when it happened. I was like, "Holy shit, that was smooth!" So yeah, that was
I'm a smooth.
that was
criminal.
good. Smooth criminal, nice reference.
Thank you.
Well, we'll before we get to the main event, we'll talk about something a little more up.
Famous Davis, get him.
We got our Danhausen bit with Cena. First of all, the other thing I want to say, I told Scott this. John Cena has the charisma to be an announcer or a commentator.
Mm-hmm.
In coming out in a suit, which I think everyone in the theater probably said the same thing. This is weird.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, this is how it is now, and that's fine, but this is a little odd. It's going to take some getting used to.
I like how he's like, "I'm not running." Then he kind of
ran a little bit.
Yeah. But he looks like he could host like The Price is Right for like the next 50 years. Like he just in a good way. In a good way. I mean, Bob Barker is a legend, but like if you were to replace something, like he just had that. I'm like, put him on something. I go, he's great in movies, but he has a career for the rest of his life.
A friend of mine texted me. He's like, you know the Hall of Fame's over, right? I'm like, no, this is his new gimmick. No, he's gonna go. It was so weird coming when he came to see. I'm like, I'm so used to the jorts. Please go back to the jorts just for one night.
But we had this whole bit with him and The Miz, and The Miz comes out, and then Danhausen comes out because I'm telling you, he's a money-making machine. He doesn't have to do much.
They've already probably made their money back on him from merch and stuff like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I thought, and I saw some people, well, this was kind of a dumb bit. I go, this is exactly what I was expecting from Danhausen and John Cena and The Miz at WrestleMania. Call the Mania moment. I tell you, Danhausen is going to make this company money for a long time.
Yep. Not to mention, we can't forget Kit Wilson. Like he's been like coming in on his own at SmackDown, and him doing stuff with the Miz and Miz doing his. I don't remember what his actual Miz like thing was for. I don't remember what the words were, but it works.
You are toxic. You are toxic.
Well, no, that's Kit Wilson's thing, but Miz's stuff, like he's going to motivate people, and now he's being the locker room leader now that Cena's gone and stuff like that. But he's Kit's getting the rub off of that. But working with Cena and Danhausen, like Sam said, like they're just making money hand over fist with all of them. I thought the segment was fun. You had midgets. The midgets are always hilarious when it comes to professional wrestling. So
I love how Mike Cole was like, I had to say this now before social media comes after me. They told me I can say midgets.
Yep.
And Barrett's like, are you sure about that? And Michael's like, yes. I fucking died laughing when he said that. And then Danhausen coming with the Danhausen mobile, I think they call it. I'm like, oh my god, it's Middyhausen's. Let's go.
But I'm looking right now. I guess they don't give numbers, but SC Scoop says according to WrestleVotes, they had to restock. Fanatics had to restock multiple times just Danhausen's shirt over WrestleMania weekend.
Good.
So, Moneyhausen's, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time. we'll see what happens as time goes on. However, main event, we were expecting this to happen. I mean, yes, CM Punk technically main evented a Mania already from last year when he was in night 1. There's still a bit of me that says that's cool, but to me, the main event is the end of the show.
Yep.
So we finally got a CM Punk main event taking on Roman Reigns. And I said from the beginning, this felt big.
Yes.
Yes.
But Roman Reigns defeated CM Punk to get the World Heavyweight Championship.
As soon as I heard Roman's old theme, I'm like, shit. Because that man has never lost. And I will repeat that. Never lost with that theme song in a singles match. So I knew Punk was in trouble. I had hoped, because I wanted Punk to win, because I didn't think Roman really needed the title. But Roman's turning into a bit of a belt collector now. So now he has the World Heavyweight Championship, which was, I think, the only major title that he hadn't had yet. So now he has everything. So naturally, I was worried. I'm like, ugh, we're going to go back to the part-time bit. He's going to disappear for months, and we'll see him every once in a while. But no, during the post-show, Roman said, you guys better get used to me. I'm going to be around for the entire summer. And I'm like, we're going to get a title reign until SummerSlam. I'm completely okay with this, because now we get to see Roman every single week. Looks like we have Bloodline 2.0 coming back as well at some point, maybe. So we could get some good stuff out of this.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry. This was a great match. 9 out of 10 for me. Ethan
Wow,
Pick.
match of the weekend. All right.
Yeah, well, WWE wise, I watched too much Mania. And fuck. This was great. Honestly, it did not feel like 33 minutes. I did like how Punk came out to his. I popped for his old Ring of Honor theme.
Oh my god, AFI, it was great.
That was so fucking good. I've a few friends of mine, like, we're in a group chat, like, talking about it, and they're like, yes, the favorite song is back. And then they went to Cold Person. I'm like, oh, no, bring back AFI.
I was fine with that. I think, just like with the vignette and everything like that alongside AFI, I thought that was fine. And then coming out to Living Color,
I was okay with it too, yeah, but it was cool. I
was hoping we'd get the trifecta and just get a little bit of this Fire Burns as well. I know we had it last year, but if we would have had the full trifecta, I thought that would have been like the greatest entrance ever. But I had no problem with AFI. I even said it because Sam and I were watching as it was going, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's his ROH theme. Ah!
Let's fucking go.
I thought this was great, except for the spot with the steps. I'm like, that's a DQ.
Right.
Let's seem to forget about that, because the rest of it was really, really good.
Mike Hewitt said, somebody tagged Mike Hewitt, and he's like, yeah, that should have DQ. I'm like,
I said it to my friend I was with. I'm like, what's the DQ?
It's the main event Mania. They're like, yeah, but if that happened, though, people are like, oh, it's a DQ. Boo.
Referee's discretion.
It's relaxed rules, bitch.
He was Punk was stumbling and bumbling the whole entire, well, not the whole entire match, I should say, but at least the whole second half of the match. This was solid. This was Saturday, Sunday this was the main event. And that's what I don't really like about the 2-night thing now, because like the first main event doesn't really always feel like the main event, whereas the second one, the one of the second night, usually does feel like it.
Yeah.
And this felt like it.
I don't want to go back to one night, because I don't want to sit through a 13 match premium live event or a pay-per-view, which is why one of the main reasons I don't watch AEW anymore, the pay-per-views, because I don't, sorry, I can't do it on a Sunday and watch 15 matches. I don't have it in me anymore. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
No, I think
structure your stuff better.
No, I think they've set a precedent of the 2-night thing, and there's pros and cons to both. I think a con for me is it kind of had a sterile feeling this year for me personally, WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think we talked about that because it was back in Vegas again. If the Vegas was the first time, like we didn't have last year in Vegas, I think it would have been probably a lot. Would have had more soul to it, and I don't use that pun because it was supposed to be in New Orleans, but like I feel like like you said, it was kind of like it felt soulless, and Sam even said it like a transitional WrestleMania because now we're all looking at what they're gonna do over in Saudi.
Well, yeah, that also true. I understand advertising is important if you're a company. You know, we work for businesses where marketing and advertising, you know, is of importance. But Jesus Christ, this felt like a shit ton of it. And I think they need to, you know, I know UFC is on Paramount now, and I know they have advertisements too. I think they, after one night, they listened to people more, and I think they toned it down a little bit. You're under the same umbrella, being TKO. You got to listen to people on this to an extent, because I think is too much.
Well, Wrestle Concept for next year for Mania, they're gonna try to do something. And you know what? This Tony Khan has a perfect opportunity next year to make a little wrestling event.
There's definitely possibilities here for people who are going to stick around in the States and not go across the world, especially being in Saudi Arabia. This could be very interesting. Obviously, we'll talk about this a year from now to see what happens, but for now, this WrestleMania probably, I don't know. What, Ethan? You want to give it what? What do you for the whole weekend? What do you give it a rating out of?
Might be controversial, but 8.
Wow. Okay.
Because of the 4 Ethan picks.
Okay.
We'll have
honestly, if the 4 I said weren't on there, and then the women's title match that Armo mentioned, and speaking of Ethan picks, I'll get to those in a few minutes. I think I would have given it a 5. Now, night 1, if I'm doing separate nights, night 1, I give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Night 2, I give it about a 7 or 8 overall. So.
Yeah. And just to add to this, 2 things, kind of going off of what John said, it being in Vegas again. Vegas isn't cheap, but I think half the appeal of when they do like the vignettes going into Mania, it's like, oh, where are we gonna be? What are they gonna, what's the theme gonna like? New Orleans again. They've been there several times already at this point, but it was still gonna be exciting. We're gonna go back to New Orleans. It's gonna be all Mardi Gras themed, and it's gonna be just that.
Well, if it's in New Orleans, it would have been actually last weekend, the 11th and 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like, it's the theming of it. Like, you can always do something different. Like, there was the rumors of WrestleMania 43. We were just talking about this today, Scott, with Andrew. Where the hell was it going to be? Nashville. But the stadium that they're building isn't going to be. So you could do like bluesy country stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to add a layer to that, okay, we're going to be in Saudi Arabia. We've already been in Saudi Arabia for a bunch of things, for a bunch of these other pay-per-views, but I'll be curious to see what the video package for Mania is with this.
Right.
The other thing, and I think it's going to be less of, we'll be talking about it in a year. I think this is going to be like, I'm going to explain this for the US folks. This is going to be more like a presidential election year. Due to things going on in the world, especially over there.
Yeah.
We will be all watching closely as to what happens. Because they've said this is happening in Riyadh, whether we like it or not.
Yep. I was talking purely like the results, but no, you're 100% correct. Yeah, with everything going on.
Well, going off of the results, like I feel like there was a little bit of. All right, Revolution, the one with the sparklers at the end.
Oh God!
All right, yeah. I bring this up, and Scott, you're a great example. That's all you remember from that show, the end of that.
Yep.
But if you remember that show, up until that point, that pay-per-view was on fire.
Yep.
That is an incredible pay-per-view all the way up to that moment. And people think about that. So going off of this Mania, the Mania, was kind of, like you said, it was kind of stale. It was all right. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like top 10.
Right.
But I also think people are like, all right, once this Mania is done, we are looking at Riyadh next year.
Yep.
Because it's going to change the landscape.
Yep.
So.
It's a new era of WrestleMania.
Damn it, that should have been the title.
For love of God. New era part 67.
All right. Well, is there anything else? We all happy go lucky? You got our thoughts out?
Yep. Let me do my Ethan pick real quick for the week, because I'm only doing Ethan picks because there's too many honorable mentions.
All right.
So where am I going? Oh, okay, here. Sac State, Virginia for Fairmont Abe from Def Vegas Invitational, April 16th. I'd go check that out. The Manfred's Jet Speed, Michael Oku from the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show, also April 16th. That was supposed to be Ricochet and Leon Slayer, but fucking TNA had to be like, nope, we're taking our talents out. So, yeah. Bandito versus Amazing Red from Culture Clash, April 16th. And Bandito actually wrestled that same night against Glow Mall at the March Hitchcock Memorial Show. From Bloodsport, Master of the Conference, Pete Dunne and Timothy Thatcher versus Charlie Dempsey. Those were from Bloodsport. I already mentioned, so I think got to WrestleMania, so I don't need to bring that back up. From All Japan Triple Crown at Triple Carnival on April 19th, we had Kenta Mahir for Ziva Enzai. Already mentioned Brock Oba, so I don't need to mention that again. Same with the Intercontinental ladder match and the World Title. Those three I don't need to mention again. Then we're going to Dynamite for April 22nd. Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis and Darby versus Tommaso Ciampa for the world title.
That was an event, but we won't get into that here. All right.
No.
While we wrap up, Ethan, tell people where people can find you at.
Everywhere. I'm just joking. So you can follow me on Twitter on Ethan_Black15. That's my wrestling one. Ethan_Black ATR for that's my non-wrestling one. By the way, go check out episode 7 of the Walk Ethan Hockey podcast that I uploaded this morning. Thank you, Sam. We talk about Stanley Cup playoffs and Calder Cup playoffs started last night. Well, Tuesday as we're recording this, or Friday it drops. And ATR Rising Sun, ATR Twitter for the Japan stuff. Whatever Scott doesn't do, basically take me in. And of course, ATR's Wars. So.
And John, where can they find you at?
I'm over at John the Stat Man. I'm causing all kinds of ruckus over there. Also causing ruckus with Sam as we do album reviews for the Review Realm. Please go check it out. Like, share, and subscribe. What we got going on over there.
Scott?
You can find me as Scotty J Stream pretty much everywhere. Started doing some pack openings. I did my first one for WrestleMania Sunday. And we'll be doing more along the line. And before Sam kicks it off, I just want to have a quick mention of, and we make the joke of a new era for everything because that's just the running joke with Triple H. But I feel like watching Raw after Mania and NXT, there is a shift happening currently with the call-ups to Raw. NXT feels different already. And SmackDown, I fully expect there to be more call-ups, especially with stuff that had happened on Tuesday for NXT. So we're getting an influx of NXT talent to the main roster, and it's an exciting time. So for those of you who enjoyed Mania, keep watching. There's going to be some good talent that's going to be on Mondays and Fridays now.
And you can find me as the SLB Official. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We have a Discord. It's a new era, so I'm not going to do my old spiel I've been doing for 5 years. Guys,
fuck's sakes.
Thank you for listening. WrestleMania 42 is in the books. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.